What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Boleros. Ham here with the Sultan of Sando na may sakit ngayon. Pagbigyan nyo na siya, Mr. Gablim. Hindi ka nakasando
Hello.
ngayon.
Wait.
Ah,
Nakasando
okay.
ako sa loob.
Nakasando pa rin. Nakasando pa rin.
Nakasando ako sa
Pero
loob. Pero
giniginaw.
I am,
Chills. So,
I am chills.
naka-jacket.
I'm
Naka-jacket.
nilalamig. So,
Guys, pagbigyan nyo na. Go easy on the Sultan of Sando today. Medyo not in the best condition si Sultan
Masyado
of
ata
Sando.
nasaktan si Gab. Nung natalo Gilas 0-2 nung last week.
Nagkasakit tuloy.
Hangover, nagkasakit no? And, back from Vietnam, Mr. Maui Yap. Welcome back, Maui. Sakto balik mo May breaking news.
Latang-lata tayong tatlo pero kailangan mag-episode kasi
Feeling ko hinintay ko tiebreaker times, Maui. Nasabi niya.
Oh! By the way, shout out to Boss Matthew Lee, one of our listeners here for perfectly timing. Perfectly timing
Salamat,
yung
Boss
mga
Matt.
balita
Inantay
natin.
mo.
Salamat, Boss Matt. Salamat. And mapapansin nyo, I'm sure you saw in the title, marami na nagko-comment sa comment section natin. We're going to talk about the sudden, burst of breaking news. Yung mga Ateneo recruits, big recruits. Kiefer Alas, Mark Esperanza, JM Leal. Last week, we heard about Baterbonia joining Ateneo. So, we're going to talk all about those recruits for Ateneo in today's episode. Kaya medyo linabas ko na yung Team Ateneo shirt ko na puro alikabok. Inalikabok na, hindi ko masuot.
Matagal na hindi sinusuot.
Matagal na hindi sinusuot.
Nag-4-0.
Alikabok na. So, let's go. Let's talk about it. Let's get started. Maui, since you're coming back from Vietnam, ano reaction mo after hearing all those breaking news? I think last week si Baterbonia, but in the past 24 hours, yesterday we got JM Leal. Today we got early in the morning we got Kiefer Alas, and then a few hours after that we got Mark and Esperanza. Gulat ka ba? What was your reaction? Thoughts on those recruits?
Yeah, actually yung I replied to some of our followers sa Twitter and actually very surprised ako. I think that's my biggest reaction. That Ateneo is getting these blue chip recruits because if you've been following the UAAP the past few years, alam mo manggagaling sa maroon or green side basta may breaking news, di ba? Usually I mean Naveen has a lot of breaking news, but the legitimate breaking news are usually featuring the maroon and green side, but this time around I don't think there's something that can top Alas confirming his commitment to Ateneo. And even Esperanza, which was an added bonus later today. I think this was written on the wall when Ateneo got Coach Louis Alas as part of his coaching staff. I think I've been reading a lot on social media, even a lot of people from LaSalle are not surprised that they lost out on Alas, despite him playing for LaSalle for, I think, more than a decade. I think that's where he played. It's not like his brothers who played for Letran previously. And we get rather green. We get, I think this is the revenge of Ateneo for getting Mason Amos. I think Alas, it's going to be the real deal. If there's any question about how good this guy could be, just look at his brother, si Kevin Alas, who was one of the greatest players in Letran and NCAA history, and who has thrived in the PBA despite some very excruciating injuries. I think if I were an Ateneo fan, I would be so excited. We finally have a good. I think yung backcourt natin next season will really challenge to be one of the best. Fingers crossing, I prayed to all the Buddhas in Vietnam that Jared Bahay's shoulders are completely healed this summer, and we get si Alas. Now we get si Alas, who could be a good connector, a good outside shooter, something that Ateneo has been lacking a two-way guy, a guy who's has very good size for the two slot, an MVP from the an MVP from the UAAP juniors, an MVP from the Palarong Bansa. I think this guy is legitimate, and a lot of people will surely be mesmerized by the firepower he is going to bring to Ateneo. I think one of my reactions lang is I'm a bit sad because he wasn't able to medyo hindi successful ang transition niya to the US, because I was expecting this guy to potentially get a chance to play for Division 1 college, but I think that was not maybe not in the books. I think Division 2 colleges ang nag-contact kay Alas, and it's a bit surprising because this guy dominated even in FIBA Asia for the Gilas youth team, and I'm very excited. Just Alas first, just that name, I think proven commodity, diba? If you talk about the Gomez de Llamos, the Tings, the Alases, or the Revenas, Alas, he has that chance to be that second brother who becomes a star in the UAAP.
Yeah,
Gab.
yung legit napadura ako ng aking kape or was it water that I was drinking this morning. Nung nakita ko, there were a bunch of messages on my phone linking me to a Tiebreaker Times article that said that Kiefer Alas was going to Ateneo. Like, what? Okay. My first reaction, of course, was that. My second was the hiring of Coach Louis Alas paid off. We mentioned this. I think Sammy, you were the one who mentioned this when we did the Louis Alas like analysis yung back when they announced that he was gonna be the assistant coach, one of the assistant coaches of the Ateneo Blue Eagles. It paid off. Tama ka.
Yep.
This was a play to get the young Alas to Ateneo, and it paid off. And if you looked at it, his father is an assistant coach there. He played for Mark Dickel, who also coaches in Ateneo. I think in Utah Prep, si Mark Dickel yung coach. So it was all there. I'm sad, like Maui. So my third reaction was a bit sad because I thought that he would have gone to a Division 1 program, and I think he had excellent showings. He was putting up big numbers for Utah Prep. So I was kind of hoping that he would make it in the US. But as I've heard, he did not get the offers that he wanted. So choosing Ateneo, choosing to go back here, it's bittersweet, but I'm happy, of course. I'm happy he's playing for the Ateneo Blue Eagles in college. Mark Esperanza, this one shocked me because we talked about him going to San Sebastian.
More shocking.
Oh,
it's
like
more shocking.
I had it in my head that okay, he's going to UP. Diba?
I think yung lumabas na article, yung coach pa nung San Sebastian na bago was protege of Coach Gold, diba? Something like that, if I remember correctly.
Nakamaroon pa nga nung sa picture eh. Diba? Yung coach
Okay.
So, I thought he was bound for the UP Fighting Maroons, but seeing him na, okay, he's going to Ateneo with 1 year left in high school. Wow. Although correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he'll be able to play in his final year of high school. I think he's old already. So it's the same as Gisela Janray pa sa all KQ. We're too old to play high school basketball. So I don't think he's gonna play. So I think he's just gonna focus on training and hopefully studying to make it into Ateneo. So that was a shock to me. Yun talaga yung shocking, si Mark Esperanza. But I'm actually pretty happy about JM Leal. And I know he's not in the conversation much about in the circles of Philippine basketball as a highly touted recruit, but I've been watching a lot of juniors basketball, especially the Blue Eaglets. this season. I mean, they're back in the Final Four. So I've been watching a lot. And I like what I see from JM Leal. I think I mentioned this. He was last year's center. They didn't have an FSA. He was a center. He was playing mostly a traditional big. Now his game just expanded. Crazy expanded. He can now shoot from the outside, a bit inconsistent. I mean, who can blame him from being a center, diba? But he now
He brings the ball down.
He brings the ball up the court. He sets up his teammates. He runs pick and roll. I was so surprised by this guy. And he's 6'7". So
Prototype power forward of Coach Tam.
yeah, hopefully he gets to transition to a full-fledged wing. And 6'7" wings, that's a rare commodity. So I like this JM Leal commitment to the Blue Eagles. I'm also looking for maybe see Espinas to take that same leap to the collegiate ranks. I like what I've seen from him also. I think he's a senior, if I'm not mistaken. And for Baterbonia, this was more of let's wait and see for me because honestly, mahirap makanood ng Ateneo de Davao games here from Manila.
Of course.
So, all I've seen are highlights of palarong pambansa and in his leagues in the Ateneo de Davao jersey. So, it's a wait and see for me. But I like his length. I love his athleticism because that's all his highlights. Just plain athleticism, dunking, flying up and down the court, skying for rebound. So, let's see what he can bring. But I love that we're making use of the pipeline, both from Ateneo de Manila in the past few years, Ateneo de Cebu, and now Ateneo de Davao. And I think 3 of his teammates have transferred to Bacon Austria's Blue Eagles program. So the pipeline is working. I think this was announced 3 or 4 years ago that Coach Tab, along with Coach Sandy, were trying to strengthen that pipeline from the other Ateneo schools. It's now come into fruition, and I'm pretty happy. Siguro my other reaction, where are the centers?
True.
I think someone mentioned it here. I think si Drew, sabi niya, the Ateneo Security Agency, because once again, we are
stockpiling on guards.
Yeah, we are packed with guards. I think Kiefer Alas will slide into the off-guard spot next to Jared Bahay. I think Iswaki Espina will eventually slide to small forward, or maybe si Sean Tawanya will be the one there. But yeah, we have a lot of guards, and if what I'm hearing about Lars Fielvang are true, we're gonna need a big. We're gonna need a big. So, yeah, we did have si Jacob Castro. I think that goes under the radar. Another big from Ateneo de Cebu who committed to Ateneo. So maybe that's one. But our front court is thin. We need more front court help.
We need big boys.
Yeah, we need Ateneo needs bigs. What's good about obviously this is really good news for Ateneo. I think Gab, you talked about yung pipeline for Ateneo. I think what's good about that is all these recruits are coming from high school. So that means these guys are really going to be eligible for 3-5 years. A lot of these guys, they don't stay for 5 years anymore. So let's say 3 to 5 years. But at least you build the core of your future team. You can sort of easily envision your team in the next 2 to 4 years, diba? And I think yun yung maganda. So you can build that core and you can sell this core to other potential recruits when you're trying to build your team. Taking a step back, I think how this happened. Ako, nagulat din ako. The Kiefer Alas news, the Esperanza news. Si JM Leal, medyo expected, I would say, because he's coming from the Ateneo High School program. But for the two big recruits in Alas and Esperanza, I think if you look at the articles from Tiebreaker, I think sadya dun ni Boss Matt, yung headline includes Tab Baldwin. The name Tab Baldwin. So this is a result of what happened early in season 88 when Coach Tab committed for the next 3 years. I think it's easier to sell Ateneo if you know Coach Tab is going to be there for the next 3 years. And I think that was one of the main selling points. You can see it dun sa mga articles. So, impact of like knowing that you have Coach Tab long term, you get better quality recruits for the long term. Kasi I think yung stark difference nung recruitment, big recruits natin ngayon so far at least, versus last year. Last year was heavy on the one and dones or actually
Band-aid
last year
solutions.
was heavy on the one and dones, 'di ba? So, yung maganda dito, long-term solutions to or long-term players to for Ateneo. Hopefully, ngayon, Gab mentioned, make sure you study up, guys. Kasi, you know what happens kapag may
Wag mong
tayo
batiin
Zero
sa
tolerance.
or
Wag mong
Zero
batiin.
tolerance si Coach Tab.
knock on wood tayo, guys. Knock on wood. So, that's what I love about this. These are high school players that are going to be the core of Ateneo for the next 2 to 4 years. Someone mentioned here, feels like season 81, 82. I'm not gonna go there yet. Kasi hindi pa natin alam how it's going to be. But I think yung similarity doon is being able to recruit a lot of blue chip guys from high school programs, from really great high school programs. Kasi that means nga, this is the core for your next 2 to 4 years. Yun yung maganda nung time na yun, di ba? Like, the Nietos, the Third D Ravena, Isaac Go, they were all together for like 3-4 years. So, I think that's what's exciting about these recruits is like you're getting them long term. I think also not really that big of a difference, but I think impactful then that these guys are coming from local high schools, 'di ba? Na that are big high school programs. Maybe there's less ano ba? Trying to
Gestation back.
introduce them to the Filipino
Gestation
style
period.
of basketball gestation period. um, less warm up yung kailangan. No? Especially guys like Kiefer Alas and Mark Esperanza, JM Leal. These guys are used to UAAP type basketball. So, obviously, they're iba pa rin yung seniors, but at least. So, I think that's what's good about this for Ateneo. Plus, they're all going to be eligible next season, diba? Except for Esperanza, who's going to be eligible for the following year. Yeah, I think yun, definitely good for Ateneo, but I agree with you, Gab. Two things that concern me. Number one, nasa na yung bigs. Number two, mag-aral na kayo, guys. Ngayon pa lang, mag-aral na kayo. Yun lang. Maui, anything you wanna add? Siguro, like, how do these guys fit in sa team right now?
Yeah, actually, we have a lot of guys who are coming back. Diba? We were a very young team for the past 2 seasons and we've seen the transformation of sila Tuano. I think those were good selling points too. And I think if you're from Ateneo, maganda yung point mo, Sam, about the extension of Coach Tab. I think the planning right now is not year to year, which was the case in previous seasons. Kaya puro one and dones, diba? And I think this is the better way to go. We've known in the past, Coach Tab is a proven commodity. When he gets time to develop a team, to develop the chemistry, it usually leads to good results. And I think them getting players, maybe si Pumelabol could even be starting to practice with Ateneo. And Baltazar has been practicing. The comment section has been saying Baltazar has been practicing. I think the spotlight has not been there anymore, but is somebody who's highly touted too. Something we'll have to watch out for in the preseason. I think everything will just we will have a better picture really of how these guys fit in. Will they make the lineup for next season? Diba? Players like Rota needed 1 season to really adjust to the seniors division, and he's another guy to watch out for. He's a 6'6" forward. So, I mean, we cannot say Ateneo is back. We will not say Ateneo is back anymore. I think the next time it will come out of our mouths will probably be when Ateneo wins the championship. I think this is if at the very least we have hope with this young core. I think Espinosa, even si Gamber could be different players this next season. We've seen how much they've developed over the years, and it's gonna be interesting to see who will make the lineup, who will have to sacrifice minutes, because we are getting blue chip recruits. Will some of the guys transfer out? We're not even taking into account some guys who have been in the rumor mill, who did not make the Ateneo QPI and could be could not make the could be kicked out from Ateneo and not be available. Similar to what happened to some of the players in previous years with Coach Tab. But I think for me right now, it's really wait and see. I'm excited. Definitely sa Alas signing, and I would be looking forward to watching them. I don't know which one is the next top tournament. Last off season we got Asia Basket pretty early, so maybe that's something to look out for.
I just did a quick Google palagab on Coach Louis Alas. I think si Kevin Alas also played for his dad in Letran. So
Yeah,
I think
they
this
won a
is
championship
another
together.
Yeah. So I think
Pati
this
si
is
Jun-
another just Alas playing for ano. Pati si yung other
Pati
brother,
si
di ba?
Jun.
Jun yun.
Big
Tama, tama.
boy Alas.
Gab.
Yeah, I think Kiefer Alas is a sure lock to make the lineup. I've watched him in the juniors division. I've watched him in Gilas. I think he'll start. As I said earlier, he'll start right away. He'll get big minutes. The others, wait and see. I think si Leal has a good shot of making it with his length and with our shallow front line. I can see him playing a bit of stretch power forward for Coach Tab Baldwin. I think someone mentioned it here in the comment section. He reminds me a lot of Will Navarro. Lengthy guy who could do everything on the court. He can defend you multiple positions. He's not a spectacular scorer, but he's long, has a ton of skill sets that will make him a useful connector on the floor. I don't think he's gonna be the guy you give the ball to and then he'll suddenly score 10 straight points. He's not gonna be that. But as a guy who can provide defense, who can provide some playmaking, I do think he can do that. So I think he has a
He
shot
can
to make
slide
the lineup.
in the Josh Lazaro minutes.
Exactly. Again, our front line right now is Divine Adili and Kyle Ong, if he's still coming back, and Lars Fielbang, who let's see what happens to Lars Fielbang. But we need front court help, so that's the guy I'm most looking forward to see play for Ateneo, si JM Leal. And hopefully he gets to make it to the finals and win the championship for the Blue Eagles. Mark Esperanza, I'm just praying that he studies and passes the asset for now, because he's still not yet in college. He still has 1 year left in high school. So anything can happen. We said this about Jared Bahay, who committed early to the UP Fighting Maroons and ended up a year later
Delix yung mga early commitments no?
Oh, decommitting from UP and going to Ateneo. Who knows what happens to Mark Esperanza? Again, I thought he was going to UP. So
Si Jared Bahay daw nagbudol di ba? The irony.
The irony, oo nga. But yeah, I think perfect timing din ng pagpasok ni Esperanza, because I think this is Ian Espinosa's last season in Ateneo. She's season 89. Bawat na kay Kyle Ong, parang awa.
Sana!
Everyone, whether you like it or not, with how thin our front line is, we kind of need Kyle Ong still there.
Ayaw mag-aral. ayaw mag-aral ng mga front court players natin kaya every season nababawasan.
Okay.
Si Kyle Ong lang is the diligent one that does what's required.
Ay, Kyle Ong has
I hear
already
matalino si Kyle Ong.
graduated. Yeah, graduated. He's taking his masters. I mean, he's been a master's student already since last season. So, he has a head on him. So, kudos to Kyle Ong. But yeah, we might need him again with how thin Ateneo's front line is. I don't know. Anything else? Sammy, Maui.
I do wanna give credit to Coach Baco ng Austria on not well, hindi naman niya single-handedly rebuild yung Ateneo Juniors program, diba? Like even the like si JM Leal I think was recruited by Coach Varilla, but I think it's not a coincidence na when the Ateneo high school team has started competing, then mas naging interesting din yung recruits ng Ateneo, no? So I think it really helps if your high school program is good. You have that yun nga, sabi mo Gab, from the very beginning, you do have that pipeline of top recruits. It helps, it makes building your team a lot easier in the seniors. So kudos to Coach Baco in Austria for what he's doing. I think he's a great fit there because he's been through that. Grabe, where I'm showing our age kasi inabutan natin si Bacon. Diba? Inabutan natin si Bacon. We
Oh
were
my
cheering
God.
for him. Yan ang
MVP
superstar.
siya!
MVP!
Nung
Nung nanonood tayong championship against FEU. And he made it to the college ranks and he was a part of the core team during that Norman Black era. So, if there's someone that can teach JM Leal, Ziv Espinas, and all the other guys, Zane, all the other guys in high school, how to make it to the college level, it's Coach Bacon. Gab.
Yung merong isang legend sa comment section, no? May slam dunk na reference, Takinori Akagi, honor student, best center in Kanagawa.
Rebounder.
That's good. Yeah, I think just to answer some questions here in the live chat. I think Noah Banal is grade 11, so we'll have one more year to play in the UAP juniors. Ziv Espinas, I know, is a senior or grade 12. So I think
so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's eligible to play in seniors basketball next season. So I said this earlier, I do hope he does stay in Ateneo. I do like the improvement that he's shown this season. Esperanza versus Zane Carlos. I agree with your point, si Mick. Esperanza is old. When he starts playing seniors basketball, I think he'll be 20 or 21, something like that.
Yeah.
So
20.
he's up there in age. So let's see how that pans out. He might want to leave early, maybe because he's getting up there in age. He might want to leave early and go pro early because he's very old already. Si Zane Carlos, I love what I've seen this ongoing season. So his transition to a point guard has been a pleasant surprise for me, and I do hope we get him for the seniors division. He's been a pleasant surprise. I think he has a ton of upside. He's a big guard also.
Big guard.
So yeah. So well, let's see. A lot of promising young prospects in the Ateneo Senior High School program, which makes me happy because I like that our grassroots is really developing. No. We don't say that. We don't say that, baby.
Delete.
We don't. Delete. No. We don't say that.
Just to add, no, yung dun sa Esperanza Calios Bahay point guard minutes. I do remember nung third Ravenna era, we had like Matt Nieto, SJ Belangel, and Tyler Tio at our guard slot. So it wasn't that big of a problem back then. So I think they can figure that out. Yeah. Maui, anything you want to say Anything you want to talk about? Baka we can
Yeah,
talk about one more
maybe
topic after this.
we can move to the next topic. Just a
Okay,
short.
speaking of Ateneo recruits, just quick reaction siguro. Another article that dropped, I think, earlier today or last night, late last night. Kai Sotto, considering maybe going back to the NCAA as his route to the NBA. Maui, I know you've been following Kai throughout his career. Uh, Thoughts on that plan, I guess, to make it to the NBA through the NCAA?
Yeah, actually, I think a lot of we've been talking about this in our group chat. The NCAA has been so crazy, getting a lot of pro players go back to college, and I think there's a lot of money to be made with Kai Soto going to an NCAA Division One team, and I think this is his chance to show that he belongs in USA basketball kasi he's been dominant, 'di ba? In FIBA, and you just see the huge impact impact his injury had on the Gilas program, 'di ba? Everyone was all praise. Everything was trending up, and now it's a lot of things are trending down. A lot of people are disappointed. A lot of people have opinions on what to do, which wasn't the case when Kai Soto was there. And I think that's how good he is. And I think him playing in the NCAA would probably give him better coverage than he gets in Japan. Because not a lot of players from the B League make it to the NBA. It's usually players from the B League who thrive in FIBA who make it to the NBA, and I think it's a good decision for Kai. I think he has to prioritize himself because he just came back from an ACL injury. I mean, who knows if he gets this opportunity again? He has to prioritize himself. He'll be. I mean, the Gilas plays its players till 40. Kai Soto is 23. So he'll have a lot of opportunity to suit up for Gilas, and I think a lot of
May
people
17
should
years pa siya.
17 years pa, just as Japet, just as the Kraken, di ba? Junmar Fajardo. And I think si Kai Soto should really prioritize his dreams because Gilas can wait. Di ba? At the end of the day, we have a new bunch of young bigs suiting up for Gilas. I think whatever happens with Kai Soto will also coincide with how successful Gilas will be in the future. So I think Gilas has to encourage him. SBP has to encourage him to maximize then his development, di ba? And I think this is a welcome sign because I think he's peaked out when it comes to Japan, and I don't think he wants to play for NBL again. I don't know if the EuroLeague is in the picture, but maybe this is his time to get some to showcase his skills. Yeah, actually maganda comment ni Drew. Kai Soto has been giving NBA bigs the business in the B League. Si Jalil Okafor was some of his victims recently in this B League season. And yeah, I think this development is good for Kai. Why not try? Diba? He will have a lot of
Yun.
options even if it fails.
Yun. Why not try?
Same reaction with Maui. I mean, why not? Why not you give it a shot? A lot of pros go back to the NCAA and get that NIL money and get the opportunity to play more because who wants to ride the bench, diba? In a lower tier league than the NBA. So I think this is a good opportunity for Kai Soto, wherever he goes. But I think if he is gonna go to the NCAA, it has to be for a big school. Because if it's for lower tier Division 1 school, he's not gonna get the needed exposure. He's much better off in the B League. Diba? And if it's for a lower tier school, he's not gonna get the same amount of NIL money as he would in a mid or big time school in D1. So for me, he has to think about this, where he's gonna go. But I don't mind him giving it a shot. I mean, we applaud this that he's still trying to pursue it. I mean, if he makes it to the NBA, yung kahit bangko siya or 10-day, I think go for it, 'di ba?
Huge
Pangarap ng
achievement
lahat
for
yan.
Filipinos.
Pangarap din ng ng bayan yan eh, di ba? Making it to the NBA as a local player.
Yeah. So go ahead. He might miss. I think this became a big story because he might miss the next windows of FIBA.
Yun.
But
Yeah.
Some people might ding him for it. Why aren't you playing for country? And my answer to that, he already did. Remember G League Ignite? He left G League Ignite to play for Gilas. So he did put country first over his own career. I think now it's the time for him to look after his own career. Try to make it to the NCAA Div 1. Try to perform and possibly make it to an NBA roster. Diba? I know it hurts that he won't be there. I mean, you see how destroyed and different yung Gilas is when he's not there. But we have to accept that he has his own career to take care of and his own livelihood to think about. So good luck, Kai.
Yeah, I agree. I fully support Kai on this decision. If he ever decides to push through with this, I think the one thing that we should all do is support him. Tama na yung drama. And tama na yung hopefully yung QMB SBP issue will be the last drama that we will hear from our Gilas players. Hopefully. I think we should support him, and I think probably one of the triggers or why he has decided to try to pursue the NBA dream again is napaisip siya, na ACL siya. He had to sit for 1 year. So he really needs to try again. Now that he's getting healthy, I think it's the best time for him to try. So we will definitely miss him for the next window of Gilas. I think we could use, Gab, we talked about it, we could use a guy like him for the next window, but go try to fulfill your dream. Kasi tama ka, Maui. Pangarap din yan ng Pilipinas. Yeah. That's it. I think that's it for today's episode. Just a quick episode. Thank you to all the listeners out there who joined us live. Thank you to all those who commented. We will see you again next time. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, please share this video with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. It helps us a lot. We'll see you again next time. Sana gumaling na si Gab. Wish him luck. Bye-bye.
Ateneo